Veggie Magnifique.
Hello everybody, we are Veggie Magnifique, back in the kitchen, and this time we're with Violaine Bergoin, raw pâtissière.
Yay! And we are so excited because she's going to prepare a delicious raw vegan dessert for you to make at home that will be life-changing. So tell us what you're going to teach us how to make.
Well, we're going to make Snickers. They're all healthy and raw and vegan, so no weird stuff in it, no sugar, white sugar or anything like this. So
Awesome.
Healthy treats.
So let's get started.
The first step is the nougat base, which is the almond base I use in the Snickers. Usually it's made out of eggs, but we're going to make it raw vegan today. So I usually just weigh everything in here, straight from into the Vitamix.
That's a cool tip. So you can just like lay your blender on the measuring scale.
Put it on zero, and I'm going to do
zero.
everything in grams today, so I don't know.
That saves you a bowl.
It does. And we'll translate for you who don't speak in grams, like
Voila. So I'll start with almonds, just fresh almonds. You can soak them, but I'm going to use it just raw today, just fresh. I'm going to put 100 grams of almonds in here. And I'm going to use some sarrasin, which is buckwheat. It's a flour that's germinated and
sprouted.
Yeah, sorry, it's sprouted. I knew that word.
It's okay.
and then rehydrated and dehydrated, and that makes a powder. So I'm going to use about 150 grams of this. So I'm going to put it straight on there. It's got a little bit of a taste to it. It tastes very kind of buckwheaty. It's very nutritious as well. So it's
What's really cool in here is like every ingredient that you're using so far is like a superfood, you know, rather than like
it's
eggs
basically
and
an
sugar.
energy bowl, but like disguised. So I'm going to use agave for the sweets.
And can you use maple syrup as well? Or just
you
agave
can. You
syrup?
can use coconut syrup. Date syrup is good as well. I want to make it kind of like light, so I'm going to use this agave today.
That's the biggest jar of agave I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm going to put 80 grams. I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of carob powder on here.
Okay. And if you didn't have carob powder, is there something you could replace?
Maca is great, or lucuma. Lucuma is also a really good one. So I've just boiled some water, so I'm going to put about 50 grams of water, just boiled hot water.
So what Violaine's doing is she's putting her scale back to 0 every time she adds a new ingredient in, so we don't have to do like a math scale, which would be really annoying.
Yeah, that's about it.
It smells amazing.
But you know, if you don't like buckwheat, I forgot to say that, but you can replace that with coconut flour. So I'm going to put about 250 grams of nougat here.
And you have this legit little frame here to make sure it's really nice and square.
And if you don't have a legit frame at home, could you just use like a dish?
Yeah, just a tray is fine.
Yeah,
you don't have to use
or like one of those silicone molds, maybe?
Yeah.
So definitely try this recipe, even if you don't have a little mold.
And you can make that with kids as well. I mean, I'm going to use a spatula to make it flat, but you can use your little kids' hands. It's Play-Doh, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use my hands a little wet here. I'm going to spatula it, kind of thing, make it flat. So I'm going to put that in the fridge while we do our next layers, just so it sets a little bit.
Okay.
It's easier to kind of unmold
Perfect.
layers.
So layer 1 is done.
Yes!
So the next layer is the caramel layer.
We're going to use date paste, which is a really good substitute for, again, sugar. And for the caramel, it's excellent. You can use fresh dates as well. I'm usually using paste because I think it's easier. You can just cut it.
Yeah, because it's already all like
weigh
chunky.
it. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't mind cutting it in like little cubes.
Okay, so we cut it into cubes. I don't know if that's more than
Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use. Thanks, guys. Super team. I'm also going to use coconut sugar because it's a good caramel taste as well. I'm going to put 100 grams of coconut sugar in here.
Okay.
So I haven't cleaned everything in there. I've scooped out the rest, but I haven't like completely washed it.
But it's all
Usually
going in
you
the
can.
same thing,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't really matter so much. But so
That's cool. That makes it so much easier. Because when you're doing like different layers, it's kind of like it can create a lot of washing up.
Yeah.
But Violaine's method here is.
And then you have less waste.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to put cocoa butter, which is the fat that I usually use.
So coconut
Straight.
oil then?
Coconut oil, but that's
Okay.
set because it's really cold right now. in
Right,
Paris.
sure.
Very
Winter,
cold
Paris.
in Paris.
So 50 grams up, 150 grams of water. I'm going to put some water as well. Salt. I'm going to put quite a little bit here because I like my caramel to be salty.
Oh.
And now we're going to use our dates.
Yeah.
So it's about 200 grams of dates. But meanwhile, while I do the caramel, you can make the almond bits.
Alright.
Okay, usually Snickers are made with peanuts, right?
Yeah.
But they're not nuts. They're like...
Legumes.
Yeah, leguminous.
Yeah,
exactly. So I like to use everything raw and everything healthy and stuff. So it doesn't really affect certainly doesn't affect the look of it. But
And almonds are great. They have
and almonds
such
are really
flavor.
good for you, yeah. So I'm going to put about 30 grams of almonds here. And while I do this, do you mind chopping them?
No,
No.
just cool.
Let's do it.
And you have a little
Oh my gosh, yes.
And you can add vanilla as well,
Oh
if
my
you have
goodness.
vanilla.
That's
easy,
so
right?
good.
That's just caramel. It's just like the real thing. I'm going to put about 150 grams of layer on here.
Okay. But
So
if
I'm
you really
just
like
pour-
caramel, you can just pour it over.
Yeah, you can just dip, like swim in it.
It's just like caramel. Like you wouldn't know
You would.
the difference, and yet it's a million times better for you.
30 grams of the freshly cut almonds right here. And kind of mix it into the mixture as well.
Okay, so you got your crunchy bits. That's good. And I'm just emptying out the excess of caramel here and trying not to eat it.
So I'm going to put this one in the fridge for probably a good hour. If you want to put it in the freezer, you can. So we're going to do our last bit, which is the chocolate bit. So I'm just going to put a bit of hot water in my vitamins. So we're going to use raw cacao powder, and the benefits of that is like it's really good, full of antioxidants, really rich in vitamins. And the raw cacao hasn't been roasted, so it's got all the benefits that it should have originally. So I'm going to put 100 grams of cacao in there. I'm going to put 100 grams of agave in there. 100 grams of coconut oil.
So you can use cacao butter as well, or cocoa butter, if you want, but you'd have to melt it down in a bain-marie because it's more solid than coconut oil.
It is. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the paste that we made earlier. The
Caramel.
The caramel. I'm going to mix this now and hope for the best.
Only good things can happen with those ingredients, right?
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
This is amazing.
Dark. It's pretty dark. You could use you could put more date caramel in it.
No, that's great. It's intensely chocolate.
Oh my gosh,
Hold
that's
on, yeah, it's
amazing.
really I'm just going to pour my mixture in here. So we're just taking that out of the mold and we're going to cut it in little bars and cover it in chocolate. So I'm just going to cut it straight from there. You can make it smaller if you want and make it quite chunky. So we're just going to put the chocolate on there. And that goes in the fridge for about an hour.
As long as you can wait.
Yeah, well that's the thing.
You get 4 bits.
4 huge chunks.
4 huge Snickers.
Huge bars.
You might hear baby Magnifique. He's
He's in
sad
the background.
because he can't yet try Snickers bars.
Oh, can we try?
Yeah!
Alright.
There you are.
Wow.
Yummy.
Okay, final taste. Here we go.
It really tastes like a Snickers. It really does. I love the texture of it. I love it. Because it's like chewy.
It's very peanutty as well.
It is peanutty.
Like peanut
Even
butter.
though there's no peanuts in there.
No. And like the nougat really gives that chewy candy bar factor.
Amazing! It
Oh,
tastes like
I want
Snickers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Get in there.
So Violaine, tell us about your brand and where we can find you.
I've been working on my project for about a year and a half. I finally found a shop so I can sell my cakes. I will sell things that are like similar to this, like raw cookies and brownies and stuff, but I also want to make very Frenchy kind of looking operas and lemon tarts, all sorts of things. I'm currently working on the opening.
Okay, well keep us posted then about
Yeah.
the opening of your upcoming Parisian.
For sure.
And if you want to drool all day, then look at Violaine's Instagram account.
Oh yeah!
Which is
Les Petites Pâtisseries raw and vegan. Raw and vegan.
you can follow her progress and then you'll know when her shop opens, and we're gonna be first at the door.
Well, thank you so much, Violaine,
guys.
for coming
Cheers.
and showing us how to do your amazing raw vegan Snickers
glad you liked
recipe. And definitely try this recipe at home and leave us a comment below and let us know what you thought of this recipe and if you're going to make it.
And make sure to tag us and Violaine if you do recreate this recipe, because it's so exciting to see your creations and how you change it or how you don't. It's a real kiff, as we say in French. So definitely share your recipes with us on social media. #VegieMagnifique,
Violaine Bergoin, les petites pâtisseries, raw et vegan.
and we will see you next time. Make sure to like,
Subscribe.
Thumbs up.
bye.
Bye. It's like staring at us still. Eat me.
Oh.